I gotta get some better music. I don't like this Joe Dirt shit. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Just Bear With Me podcast. It's me, Josh. As always, it's my podcast. It's good to see you guys. Good for you guys to see me, hear me, all that good stuff. I feel like it's basically summertime now, right? Let's see. What's today's date? Yep, it's the 22nd of May. Basically June. June is summer. Out here in Salt Lake City, you can definitely tell it's starting to get pretty warm. It has a few cold days here and there, but for the most part, it's starting to heat up, which is nice because we like being outside, right? We like to hang out outside. My son likes to be outside. He hates being inside. When he's inside, he's crazy. We don't like crazy Vincent. We want calm, not as crazy Vincent, so we take him outside so he can get tuckered out, spend all his energy, so when we take him back inside, he's still crazy, but just he's not going to be as crazy. Yeah. Hope you guys are enjoying this nice weather as well, wherever you guys are. I know over there where I used to live in Las Vegas, it's probably kind of decent weather right now where you can still kind of go outside, but soon it's going to be unbearable and you have to stay inside for the most part. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, it's good to be here, guys. It's really nice. Over the week, basically, we went to. Well, let me backtrack. When we first moved out here to Salt Lake City, you could drive on the 15 through kind of the Salt Lake City area, and there was this building that we didn't really know what it was at first, and it had like this big old claw thing next to it, and it looks kind of creepy and a little bit scary. But anyway, so that claw thing was like next to the aquarium. And so me and my baby mama, my kids, my mother-in-law, we all went to the aquarium. Sometimes during the week, I can't remember when it was. All days just seem to blend together nowadays, you know? Anyway, so yeah, we get there and God, Jesus, like, that aquarium is probably one of the nicest aquariums I've been to. I've been to a couple of them, like I think the one in Denver. When I was a kid, when I went to that one, so that one might be nicer. I don't really remember. But I've been to Long Beach one, California. I've been to the Mandalay Bay one in Vegas. I can hardly call that an aquarium, but that's actually where I learned that if you fall into a river or a lake or wherever piranhas like to hang out at, you're not going to get fucking just demolished as soon as you land in there. It's not like in the movies where as soon as you like land in the water, they're just like doing a feeding frenzy on you, eating you from the butt first. The lady, woman, or the girl there who was in front of the piranha tank, she was telling us that, yeah, that's pretty much fake. And it doesn't happen like that. The only time the piranhas will really kind of like start eating something is if they know it's dead. Like if something or someone is in the water just kind of floating around dead, then they'll just go at it. But it's not like how it is in the movies at all. Which actually makes me feel really, really good knowing that that's probably what is like one less thing that I thought is going to kill me in life. So yeah, so that's good. Anyway, so we get there to the aquarium in Salt Lake, and so the claw thing, the weird big old claw thing, actually I have pictures. I'll post it. That's next to it is actually a stage, and that stage used to belong to a band called U2. If you guys don't know who U2 is or remember who U2 is, basically they're the people who put shitty music on your Apple playlist for free, even though you didn't want it. Nobody wanted it, and it was impossible to get rid of. Maybe you'll remember it that way. Because, yeah, I mean, I gave it a try. That fucking album sucked ass. At least just not my taste. Well, anyways, so the aquarium, for some weird reason, decided they're going to buy that stage and just post it next to the building, the aquarium. They had a sign, like a billboard, kind of explaining why it's there. I didn't really bother to to read it that much. I just got to the point where it said this used to belong to U2 and now it's here. It's not good enough for me. But it's fucking magical. Like, they placed it in the most perfect position. If you haven't been to Salt Lake City, it's beautiful. You're basically in a valley surrounded by these beautiful mountains, like really, really big mountains. So when you're inside the middle area of where that stadium is, it's a stage. You can kind of look out to the distance. You can see the mountains, and you got the stage like kind of all around you. It's crazy looking. So that's pretty cool. If you ever come out to Salt Lake City, whether you have kids or not, I think it's worth a look. Some sightseeing, some tourist stuff right there for you. A little knowledge nugget. Yeah, so we went there. Let's see. My son kind of behaved this time. He's just a wild animal. He's like a Tasmanian devil. He's just go, 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 destroy, destroy, destroy. There's no calming. The kid has no peace. He needs Jesus in his life. So yeah, we did that. That was a pretty fun day. Actually, we took our newborn too, Noah. He's, I don't know, 2 weeks now? 2 weeks and a couple of days. It's today, Friday. I don't know. He's not that old. But we took him. He slept the whole time. He's peaceful. I hope he actually ends up being like a nice, calm child, because I don't know if I can handle two crazy maniacs just running around the house, peeing and pooing and destroying everything. It gets to you after a while. Especially, and then there's a dog we have too, and that dog likes to piss all over the place too. So I'm just living in a palace of piss. This is Piss Palace, guys. Welcome to my life. Anyways, so yeah, we did that. And so there's a show, Love on the Spectrum. If you guys have not seen this show, it's fantastic. I fucking love this show. Maybe it's just me. I don't know why. I just think it's so goddamn interesting. The first couple seasons were actually in Australia. I think it was Australia. I'm pretty sure it was in Australia. And if you don't know like anything about autism, I'm not an expert at all either, but when you have autism, they say that you're on the spectrum. And the reason they say you're on the spectrum is because not every autism or form of autism is different from one person to the next. So that's why you're on the spectrum of the autismness, I guess. I don't even know if that's the word, autismness. But it just shows these guys that like some of them, like the autism like really hinders them, and some of them, they're super intelligent. I guess the whole thing of autism though is like you can't pick up on social cues that well. So you don't really know, you can't like, I guess they don't notice people's facial expressions to notice that like, oh, maybe they're bothered and I need to maybe relax a little bit. Something of that nature. But these guys some of them are just ridiculously intelligent. And there's this one guy, I think his name is Mike on the Australian version. This is all on Netflix. And I think it's all still up on Netflix. So I'd give it a try. This guy, Mike, though. So let me backtrack a little bit. Basically, everybody on the show is on the spectrum, and they're all trying to look for love, or they're all trying to date, which is so crazy because you really don't think about it as like they have autism, but they want just what everybody else wants in life for the most part, is just to have a boyfriend or girlfriend and eventually, have a wife or a husband and get married and all that good stuff. Some of them, I think they even want kids. I'm not gonna lie though. I think there's a couple on there who are not on the spectrum and they just say they are. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I'm just call it as I sees it. But this dude, Mike, God, he's like a wordsmith. Have you ever heard someone just talk and the way they're talking is like, wow, it's just like music to my ears. Like it's so intellectual and he has a huge vocabulary that he just throws all these words together and he's super intelligent. Unfortunately on the show, I think he was on for both the seasons. The first season didn't work out. The second season, I think he actually got himself a girlfriend and they were going together for a little while, and then it didn't work out either. It's crazy to think because they're autistic, but they're just like everyone else, where it's like sometimes like they'll meet someone and they're like, yeah, we can hang out again, but as friends, like straight up just shutting up people down because they have taste too. They're like, I'm not just gonna get with anyone. Like you're not my type. It's fascinating. this new season, there's a girl. Oh yeah, there's this girl named Danny, and she looks pretty normal. Like she's, she's pretty. She's got, she does her hair real nice, and I call her a boss bitch because she owns her own business. Which I basically animation, like anime, I guess, is like her life, and that's all she talks about constantly. It's just, well, do you like animation? It's just asking all the guys she meets, and most of them are like, say no. And if they're not into animation, that's basically like a deal breaker for her right then and there. Also, another deal breaker for her is like if you're not successful or want to own your own business or want to go into animation with her. It's so funny, like how high her standards are to have a guy be with her, and it all revolves around animation, I guess. She owns this business, and I think what she does is she just teaches how to do animation to autistic kids. I believe that's how that goes with her. She ends up going on this blind date with this guy. I don't know how they like match these people up. I think they get submitted into the show, and then they just grab two people and put them together just to see if they're compatible or not, I guess. There's this guy named Solomon, decent looking guy, has like long hair. I guess he's autistic as well. It's so funny when they bring in new people, they like do little traits about them, like, oh, Solomon, he hates loud noises, but he loves the smell of popcorn. And he likes petting dogs, like just a bunch of random shit that that they like or dislike. I can't remember his. But anyway, so they're like sitting down, they're having drinks, and they all drink too, which is, I think, is hilarious. They're just hanging out, they're vibing really good. They have like really good chemistry, and in the middle of them talking, the girl Danny, the boss bitch, she's just like, "Oh my god, I love you," and the guy Solomon is just like, "Wait, what? Like, huh?" She's like, "Yeah, I think you're so hot." And he's like, he's just like giggling or like getting all red and blushed. And he looks over to the producer. And he's just like, can I take a break? And I guess it was just too much for him to handle right there at that moment. He takes off and he comes back, and then they're like in love with each other, and they're having the best time, and they're like holding hands or like instantly almost, and they're like kissing and hugging, and then they go on one more date, and the boss bitch is like, and getting to know him more, and not just, I guess, because she thinks he's hot, whatever. And then he's like, yeah, I work at Ralph's, and if you don't know what Ralph's is, it's basically like a grocery store. And she's like, oh, okay. She's like starting to like not really feel it with him anymore. And you could tell this guy is still madly in love with her. Like she like honey dicked him so hard, where she's telling him like, oh, you're so hot, I love you, like within 5 minutes of meeting him, making him feel some kind of way. And then he dumps her, or she dumps him afterwards. And he starts crying. He's all heartbroken. It's it's so entertaining to watch. I don't know. I can't get enough of this stupid show. There's another guy on there. His name is Sabad, and he's like insanely good with mathematics, like ridiculously good. The producer, it's like a 101, just like how this is right here. And they're asking him, what's 45 times 63? He'll just instantly know what it is, and they'll do another one, and then they'll ask him like, okay, do you happen to know what day of the week it was on December 13th of 2019? He's like, yes, that was a Tuesday. And I checked it. Checks out. He remembers the day of the week of a day of a month years ago. Who does that? That's insane. I'm telling you, these are the autistic guys, these autistic people, they're so freaking smart. And maybe not all of them, but I think they all have their own like things that they pick up on that are just highly intellectual about. Like a lot of them, they're like animals, so they'll know like everything about the animals. Like, oh yeah, this is a gray eagle found only in North America, and they they like to hunt. And I'm like, do you like the gray eagle? The other autistic person will just be like, yeah, animals are cool, I guess. It's such a good show. Let's see. I think there's something else I want to talk to you about on that show. Nope, that's it. Yeah, just watch it, guys. It's so entertaining. If you don't like it, then I'm sorry, but I can't get enough of it. That's basically been my week. Got back into Ghost Adventures a little bit. If you don't know Ghost Adventures, there's a guy named Zach Baggins. He owns a haunted museum in Las Vegas, and he basically just does paranormal investigations. Actually, funny story. Supposedly, my cousin Chepe, I just heard this from the Grapevine. I never understood how to say this. Is it the Grapevine or Grapevine? Someone please correct me. And I heard from the Grapevine that he was dating a girl, and that Zach Baggins basically stole that girl away from my cousin Chepe. I don't know if that's true either, but let me know. Yeah, I got into that. They did an episode where they were at Joe Exotic's old, what do you call it, zoo? Yeah, I guess, yeah, it's a zoo, right? Where he used to live at and stuff. That's pretty fantastic. I liked watching that, more about like just seeing the inside of his house and, you know, kind of the backstory of things that happened at that zoo. Not so much about the spirits. So that's a good watch as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I've done this week. I didn't get to watch UFC this week, so sorry guys, there's no UFC recap like I normally do. All I know is that Holly Holmes lost. I think she was the main event. I think it went to decision. Man, I can't talk today. Decision? Yeah, there you go. And she lost. So I'm not really too sure what's next for Holly Holmes. It looks like her win-lose streak is kind of starting to even out a little bit. It's crazy to think about because when I first was introduced to Holly Holmes, basically was when she fought Ronda Rousey. Yeah, Ronda Rousey. Man, she's been out of the UFC for so long, I kind of forgot her name. But, and mollywopped her, and then I think they had like a rematch, and once again also destroyed her. So I think she's the one that basically dethroned Ronda Rousey. Yeah. Anyways, guys, let's get into some current events, huh? I got some juicy ones for you guys today. Let me just pull them up here. All right, so the very first one we got here is the headlines go, TikTok star, I got a vibrator stuck in my butt. What in the butt? What in the butt? I want to do it in the butt. In my butt. I want to do it in my butt. In my butt. Anyways, I got a vibrator stuck up my butt. Surgery to remove it. I'll post a picture. A TikTok star's pleasure turned into a real pain in the butt. Literally, these guys, they're so creative, huh? She said she got a sex toy stuck up there and had to get it surgically removed. The woman, who goes by the handle at SOPHZALOAFS. So if you guys are interested and want to follow her on TikTok, there you go. And lives in the UK, shared her horror story and even posted the x-ray images of a vibrator inside her body. It's definitely in there. You know what I heard, actually? You know, like butt plugs? Like everyone knows. You know butt plugs? Everybody knows about butt plugs, right? So if you look at a butt plug, it's like an oval piece on one end, which goes inside your butt. And then there's like a back piece that is like a big old circle, and it's supposed to be like a stop. That's done on purpose. So when you're putting shit in your butt, when you're putting these butt plugs in your butt, that little circle piece at the end is supposed to like kind of anchor itself on your butt cheeks so that this kind of stuff doesn't happen. So you don't end up losing so you don't get your butt plugs stuck in your butt or in your arse. I guess it's a very common thing. Like these kind of things happen all the time. So be careful out there, guys. If you're using butt plugs, just make sure you're doing it safely. The The TikToker says things got out of hand when she was using the 3-inch toy. Well, that's pretty big. And when she couldn't get it out, she sought medical help. She says she couldn't go to the hospital the night it happened, so she tried sleeping with a vibrator inside. Okay. But the toy continued to buzz throughout the night. As you'd imagine, that made for some serious tossing and turning. When she finally went to the hospital the next morning, she says doctors struggled to get it out, and the only option was a surgical procedure. Ouch. The woman says she awoke from surgery to find her vibrator next to her in a plastic bag. And her to surprise, the thing still had some battery life. Oh. Who wrote this fucking article? Oh, TMZ, this is hilarious. Damn. Well, that's a story, right? Let's see. We're going to do this one now. So the headlines for this one, it goes, toddler orders 31 McDonald's cheeseburgers while playing with mom's phone. This is like, I have fears about this. My kids aren't old enough really to mess with my phone that much, but I think when they are, I can see them like buying 10,000 skins for Fortnite and all sorts of shit that is just going to make me go broker. Okay. The conveniences of modern life led to a sizable headache for one Texas family after their toddler ordered dozens of burgers while playing with his mother's phone. Kelsey Burkhalter Golden of Kingsville, Texas, relayed the story to her Facebook followers on Sunday, writing that her 2-year-old son, Barrett, ordered 31 cheeseburgers from a local McDonald's via DoorDash. After taking her phone, first of all, guys, who orders McDonald's from DoorDash? Seriously. I get it if you're going to order from like Cheesecake Factory, maybe even Chili's or Applebee's or someplace like that, like a diner. But McDonald's? Come on, guys. After taking her phone to play around, the post was accompanied by a photo of the boy sitting next to a pile of cheeseburgers. This is fantastic, actually, with a smile on his face. Oh, I bet. I have 31 cheeseburgers from McDonald's. If anyone is interested, Golden wrote in the post. Apparently, my 2-year-old knows how to order DoorDash. That's so cute. Let's see. I think there's a grand total. They didn't post it. I believe it was like $91, and then he left the guy a $16 tip. What a nice guy. So it was like about $100 worth of McDonald's. That's so great. I actually worked at McDonald's. McDonald's actually was like my very first job, other than the scam thing that I used to do. I'll talk about that a different day. I didn't know it was a scam. Well, I kind of had a feeling, but I was young, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Some guy was just being a shady guy. Anyways, I worked at McDonald's, I guess, my first official job, my government job. Like, I had to pay taxes, or I was taxed and all that shit. Let me tell you guys about McDonald's. It's just a bunch of teenagers, right? I was still in high school. I would go to school and then go do McDonald's afterwards. Everyone who works there does not give a fuck about being there. Or, I mean, I get any fast food restaurant where it's just a bunch of teenagers. Nobody cares about the quality of food or wanting to be there at all in the first place. They used to do like a fight club in the back, like in the freezer area. All the guys would just fucking start fighting back there. They used to, like, back in the freezer section, like, guys would like hawk loogies, spit it up in the ceiling, and just to see it like drip down and kind of freeze as it's coming down, create little loogie icicles. Pretty disgusting shit. We would get like pickles. We'd throw them up in the ceiling. They would stick on the ceiling, and then we would just kind of see which guy's pickle would stay the longest on the ceiling. Food would get dropped on the ground. 5-second rule. Like, I'm sorry if I ruined everyone's day about telling you guys this, but it's just the way it is. I mean, I still eat McDonald's every fucking day, almost every single day. So, whatever, God made dirt don't hurt. But one time, there was these guys who like came up to the drive-thru, and like sometimes like we'll have headsets on like this, like while you're making the food, like on the line, for when people order, you can start making it right away as you hear it, so you don't have to wait for it to show up on the screen. Well, some guy ordered I think like 60 cheeseburgers. So if we just started pumping cheeseburgers out, and then when he got to the window of the pay, he just took off. So we just had 60 cheeseburgers sitting there for no reason. And yeah, I actually got fired on my day off from there. Pretty hilarious. I decided to leave. I was working the drive-thru, and my friends came up in the car, and they were all gonna go fuck around and party and shit. So I was like, okay, I don't want to be here. So I literally climbed out the drive-thru window and got in my friend's car and took off. Came back the next day. I think it was my day off, and the manager came up to me and she was like, "Hey, just to let you know, you're not on the schedule like at all anymore." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Man, how you get fired on your day off? That's how. All right. I'm gonna change the tone a little bit. A Buffalo supermarket worker dialed 911 during the massacre. This was about the Buffalo shooting. And was asked, "Why are you whispering?" Now the dispatcher is said to be fired, and an official said. There's a video here. I'm gonna click on this. We'll see what this is all about.
Okay, this is a freezer, not a time capsule.
Stupid ads. I'm gonna lower it because I've been getting copyright claims on these stupid videos. Basically, I think what happened is like one of the store employees called in while this was happening, and this dispatcher hung up on her, and I don't know if it really would have made a difference. I don't know. Oh, also, I saw the video. I'll tell you about that in a second.
Supermarket, a store employee called 911, but because she needed to speak in a whisper, she says the emergency dispatcher got angry with her and hung up. Now, the dispatcher is suspended and may lose her job. The employee joins me now. Her name is Letitia Rogers, an assistant office manager at the supermarket. Letitia, thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you. Listen, let's start with where you were when the shooting happened. Tell us how this started for you.
It was about 2:30 in the afternoon. I was at the service desk working with two other coworkers. I had just sent one of the young ladies on lunch, and me and my other coworker were working. I was actually on the phone with a customer. She had a customer at her window, and then all of a sudden, you heard and felt these really two large booms, and we just kind of stopped and looked like, what was that? And then I looked up out the window and I saw this customer, this lady for her shopping cart. She just stopped and she just had this really funny look on her face, and then she just turned to run. And that was only like a few seconds, but it seemed way longer than that. And next thing you know, you just kept hearing boom, 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 and you hear them coming inside the store, and all we could do was just drop to the ground.
Let's stop it there. Yeah, so someone actually sent me a link to the video, so I actually finally got to see it. And it's like Call of Duty style, just the same way it was with the New Zealand shooting. It was like at a church. Terrible things where they have the camera like on their chest or something, so you can see like the gun and in front of you, like point of view. The guy pulls up in front of the market, and sorry guys, just if you don't want to hear this, just tune out for 3 minutes, 2 minutes. I'm just gonna tell you what I saw. So the guy pulls up in his car, in his vehicle. He pulls up to the front of the store where there's like the entrance to the store, and there's a car there, like either getting loaded up with groceries or someone's getting dropped off there. And he parks his car right there, gets out of the car, has his, I imagine it's like an AR. And also, if you guys have never heard like an AR being shot in real life, it's fucking loud, super loud. You have to wear like earmuffs so you don't blow out your eardrums and stuff. Gets out. There's a lady like right there. He guns her down. I think there's a guy or someone else that was like by the opposite side of the van that was getting loaded up or that was there. Takes him out. And then there's like a guy trying to run back in the store, or a person runs to the store, takes that person out. And I think he sees people through the glass of the store and starts shooting through the glass. He walks in and just starts shooting at everybody. And he walks down the registers or down the aisle where the registers are at, like at the end. Just starts shooting a bunch of people. I think he stops for a second, reloads, and keeps going. But then at the end of the video, and I don't even know if this is the full video or not, but this is just where the video ended, where that I saw, I was able to see. And at the very end, he sees an employee, I think it is, but I think it was a white man, and points the gun at him, and then the guy's like, no. And then the shooter